Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I don't know about you, but have you ever just felt like, there's got to be more?
More to life.
Yeah, more to life than what I'm currently doing right now.
You get that feeling like you're capable of something more.
Yeah, yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're like 20 years old or if you're, 60 years old.
Any age, right?
Any age.
Yeah.
There's always that potential for something else.
You hit a certain point and think, is this it?
Yeah,
Is there something else I should be doing?
totally.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're diving deep into today.
It's all about planning, adapting, and succeeding.
At any stage of life.
Doesn't matter where you're at right now.
Exactly. So to help us with this little deep dive, we have an incredible book.
Maye Musk's A Woman Makes a Plan. Advice for a lifetime of adventure, beauty, and success.
Okay, now I'm going to throw this out there for anyone who's like considering a career shift or maybe a whole new direction.
You need change.
Yeah, this book is a really interesting blend.
What kind of blend?
It's part memoir.
Right.
So Mamie shares like her own personal story.
Okay, so we get some history.
Yeah, but it's also part like life advice,
Practical stuff.
practical stuff
I like
that you can actually use.
That's the best part.
I know, right?
When it's not just theory, but you can actually apply it.
It's not just some fluffy self-help book.
Right. You see how these principles actually work in a real person's life?
Right, like seeing it in action.
Yeah.
It's not just like some theoretical idea.
It makes it so much more believable and relatable.
Exactly. So she takes us through like, her experience as a young model.
Okay, starting early.
Yeah. Then she's a single mother building a nutrition business.
Wow, that's a lot to juggle.
I know, right?
Single mom and trying to build a business.
And then on top of that, she has this incredible resurgence in her modeling career, but like way later in life.
What? That's amazing. So she had a whole career, came back to modeling.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
It is, right? So if you're someone who's maybe, facing some unexpected turns in your own life.
Like the curveball.
Yeah, her story, I think, is just like a powerful example of resilience.
Bouncing back.
Yeah.
And getting knocked down.
Yeah, and that ability to like reinvent yourself
Or create yourself.
at any point.
Wow. So it's never too late.
It's never too late. And she really emphasizes like, having a plan.
Okay. So that's important to have a plan.
Yeah, but then at the same time, being open to those opportunities that you just don't expect.
So be flexible.
Yeah, and just keeping a positive outlook no matter what life throws at you.
Yeah. That positive mindset can make a huge difference,
Huge difference.
especially when things get tough.
Yeah, absolutely. What really resonated with me, and I think it might with you too, is just how inspiring her journey is.
Like she really went through it and came out on top.
She did. She faced some serious challenges.
Mhm.
I mean, financial struggles, career
For
setbacks.
things that most people experience.
Right, but she always found a way to like adapt and move forward.
It's like she always had that drive to keep going,
Yeah, and her late career success in modeling is pretty amazing.
especially after embracing her natural silver hair.
Yes,
That's a powerful statement.
it is.
It's like she's saying, I'm not going to conform to these unrealistic beauty standards.
Yeah, and it worked.
It did.
It really did. It's like a testament to her resilience and that whole idea that opportunity can just come knocking
At any age.
at any age.
You never know what's around the corner.
Never know. So don't give up on your dreams just because you think you're too old or it's too late.
That's so important, especially in today's world where people are constantly reinventing themselves.
Absolutely.
It's not like it used to be where you had one career for your entire life.
Right. People are switching careers all the time.
Yeah, and it's becoming more and more common.
So her story is really relevant for anyone who's, thinking about making a change.
Or just feeling stuck.
Exactly. And the advice isn't all just like, stuffy inspiration.
So there's some real meat to it.
There is. It's actually quite practical.
Give me an example.
Okay, so she covers things like career strategies, financial planning, which is, something a lot of people are thinking about these days.
Absolutely, finances are always a big concern.
She also gets into beauty and health tips.
So she's covering all the bases.
Yeah, and even her philosophy on raising independent children.
Interesting. So it's not just about her own success, but how she raised successful children.
Right.
That's a whole other level of achievement.
And there's this like real groundedness to her recommendations.
It's not just pie in the sky thinking.
Yeah.
It's practical advice that you can actually use.
Exactly. And she has this really great sense of humor.
So it's not just a dry read.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's like a conversation with this really wise and engaging mentor.
I like that it feels personal.
Yeah, very personal. Now, look, if I were to point out a couple of things that maybe didn't land perfectly for me, and this is just my personal take.
Okay. Sure, everyone's different.
Exactly. The book isn't structured chronologically.
What does that mean?
So it jumps between different periods of her life
Okay.
based on, like, the theme she's talking about.
I see. So it's not a straight timeline.
Right. So if you're someone who likes things, in
In
order,
a linear fashion.
exactly, it might feel a little bit jumbled.
Yeah, I can see how that might be frustrating for some readers.
But, on the other hand, that nonlinear structure,
It could actually highlight the timelessness of some of her advice.
that's true, like her advice on financial prudence, for example.
It's relevant at any stage of life.
Exactly. But I get it. Some people might prefer that straight autobiography style.
Right, to each their own.
Exactly. And also, while the advice is super valuable, it can be a bit high level.
So it's not a step-by-step guide?
Not exactly.
Yeah.
She shares her principles and her experiences,
Okay.
but then it's kind of up to you to figure out how to apply it to your own specific situation.
So it's more of a framework.
Yeah, a framework for thinking about things.
Which can be really helpful because everyone's situation is unique.
Totally. You're not going to find all the answers in one book.
But it can give you a starting point.
Exactly. But overall, the inspiring story, the practical wisdom, and just May's voice.
She has a strong voice.
She does make this book a really worthwhile read.
I think a lot of people could benefit from her insights.
I agree. So if you're looking for like a boost of motivation,
Like a kick in the pants.
yeah, and some solid principles for navigating life's twists and turns.
Because there will be twists and turns.
Oh, there will be.
Life is unpredictable.
I definitely recommend it.
It sounds like a good one.
It is. And if I had to give A Woman Makes a Plan a rating,
Out of 5 stars.
out of 5 stars, I'd give it a strong 4.
That's a high rating.
It is. I think it's well deserved.
Sounds like a must read.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, have you ever felt like you were hitting a wall in your career or personal life and needed some inspiration to push forward?
Oh, yeah. I've been there.
Me too. And that's where Maye Musk's book, A Woman Makes a Plan, really shines.
It's all about taking control of your life.
Right, and making things happen instead of just waiting for them to come to you.
Being proactive.
Exactly, and she's a perfect example of that. She's rebuilt her career multiple times after moving countries and embracing new industries and technologies.
Wow. So she's not afraid of change.
Not at all. She's like the queen of adaptability.
That's so important in today's world.
It is. Things are constantly changing.
You got to be able to roll with the punches.
Exactly. And you know what's really cool?
What's that?
She fully embraces new technologies like social media.
Even though she's not a digital native?
Right, she's not. But she's using these tools to build her brand and connect with people all over the world.
That's amazing. It shows you can learn and adapt at any age.
It really does. Age is just a number.
Exactly. And it's never too late to learn something new,
So true.
whether it's for your career or just for fun.
Another thing that really stood out to me was her resilience.
She's had her share of challenges,
Oh, yeah, like that difficult early marriage she went through.
but she came out stronger.
She did. She built a successful life for herself and her children.
That's inspiring.
It shows you that you can overcome adversity and come out on top.
That's a message of hope.
Definitely. And she constantly emphasizes the importance of taking charge of your own happiness.
Not relying on others to make you happy.
Right. It's about pursuing your goals and not waiting for opportunities to just fall into your lap.
It's about creating your own opportunities.
Exactly. And the title of the book, A Woman Makes a Plan, really embodies that.
It's about taking action.
Yes, being proactive and strategic, even when you're facing uncertainty.
Or when you need to start over.
Right. It's about having that plan, but also being flexible enough to adjust it as you go.
Life is full of surprises.
It is. So you got to be prepared to pivot.
And her approach to raising her children is fascinating.
It is. She really focused on fostering their independence and passions.
So she encouraged them to follow their dreams.
Yeah, she supported their individual interests from a young age.
Like Elon Musk's fascination with technology.
Right, and Kimball's love for food and Tosca's passion for film.
It sounds like she created a very nurturing environment.
She provided encouragement and resources without being overbearing.
So she gave them the tools they needed to succeed.
Exactly. And it's clear that her parenting style had a huge impact on their success.
They're all doing amazing things.
They are. And you know what's really cool?
What's that?
Even in her personal life, she made choices that prioritize her own well-being.
Like what?
She ended relationships that weren't serving her.
So she knew her worth.
Yeah, and she cultivated friendships that brought her joy.
Surrounding yourself with positive people is so important.
It is. It makes a huge difference in your overall happiness.
And I think that's something we can all learn from.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, this book leaves you with a really hopeful message.
Which
It's never too late.
Never too late for what?
to pursue your passions,
Mm,
to reinvent yourself, to find joy and fulfillment at any age.
that's a powerful message.
It is, and her own enthusiasm for life in her 70s is contagious.
It makes you want to get out there and make the most of every day.
It's about having that positive mindset, being willing to take risks and plan. Because you just never know what's possible.
It's about embracing the unknown.
And with the right mindset and a solid plan, you can achieve anything.
That's a great takeaway.
It is. So if you're feeling like you need a little push or some inspiration, definitely check out A Woman Makes a Plan.
I think I'm going to add it to my reading list.
You should. And for you amazing listeners, we've included a link to the book on Amazon in the description.
Make sure to check it out.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on future episodes.
We love having you here.
We do, and we always appreciate your engagement. So let us know in the comments what your favorite insight or biggest takeaway was.
We love hearing from you.
We do. And if you know someone who might find Maye Musk's story inspiring, please share this episode with them.
Spread the inspiration.
Exactly. Thanks for tuning in to the deep dive.
Until next time.
Keep planning, keep learning, and keep growing.
See you later.
Bye.